For many feminine ladies, achieving an hourglass figure with a smaller waist and more curvier hips is a desired goal. While genetics of course play a significant role in that, there are some things that you can do to enhance your waist to hip ratio and create an hourglass figure without surgery. Achieving a feminine silhouette involves not only targeted exercises, but also strategic styling choices. And in addition to sculpting your waistline through your workout, which is of course a good idea, you can use your clothing and accessories to enhance your waist to hip ratio and make your figure appear more hourglassy. And in this video we will explore those specific styling choices, and I will help you achieve the hourglass figure you desire by making smart choices and use the clothes and accessories that you already have in your closet for your benefit. I will also give you some exercises for your workout program, so stay until the end because this video will be packed with tips. First, I want to give you some scientific input on why I even made this video. So, my personal figure type is actually not so much an hourglass one because I'm quite tall and I have a more athletic body type, although I'm not never been an athlete. But there are women who are much curvier than me and therefore have like this more hourglass figure. But it is not that most of us feminine ladies simply like the appearance of an hourglass figure, and most of men too. There is a scientific reason behind that. So there is the so-called waist to hip ratio, WHR, which is a formula. So you can simply, by measuring yourself and using the formula, find out your specific waist to hip ratio. Most studies suggest that a waist to hip ratio of 0.7 and lower is perceived as most attractive. Now, this is also because this specific number or this specific waist to hip ratio is also associated with a higher fertility and lower rates of chronic diseases, because of course so-called intra-abdominal fat is associated with diseases and is obviously not good for your health. So most doctors would suggest the idea waist to hip ratio in healthy women to be below 0.8, but something between 0.65 until 0.8. If you want to calculate your waist to hip ratio, I will leave the formula down below. You can also simply Google it. But before you do that, a disclaimer. If your waist to hip ratio is not under 0.7, mine isn't either, don't worry. If the best you can achieve is 0.8, that's good. Most important is that you are healthy and you can always make the best of yourself and your best feminine version. That's what my channel is for. If your VHR happens to be 0.7 or below, then you are blessed with the genetic, how do you say? You won the genetic lottery. I think it's that one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, of course, it really depends on your body type, and some just have it by nature. But as I said, don't worry if it is not that low. After this video, it will appear that low. That means you will look very attractive and feminine. Meanwhile, you're using optical illusions, etc. You can continue working on your long-term goals with the exercises that I'm going to show you. And we are starting with tip number 1. High waist bottoms. High-waisted bottoms, such as trousers, skirts, pants and shorts, can create the illusion of a smaller waist and also fuller hips. Look for styles that cinch at the natural waist and flare out gently over their hips. These specific designs draw attention to the smallest part of your waist while accentuating your curves. So if you have these kind of clothes in your closet, try that, and in combination with specific tops, this effect will even be enhanced, but we will come to that later. And if you go shopping, also look for high bottoms that are kind of a little bit looser around the hips but cinch at the waist. Tip number 2, belt it up. Belting your outfits at the waist is a simple yet effective way to define your waistline and, of course, to create the appearance of curves. Choose belts in contrasting colors or in contrasting textures to make them stand out against your clothing. So here a specific, the choice is important. Opt for wide belts to maximize the cinching effect, but only if you are also tall and if you have wider bones, like me for example, because otherwise if you're petite and you're choosing a wide belt, this is again maybe out of balance. Or try layering multiple smaller or thinner belts. This is also a nice look and can also enhance this cinching effect. And of course it also adds visual interest. So it's all about playing with those visual effects. Tip number 3, peplum tops and dresses. Peplum tops and dresses feature a flared ruffle or fabric panel at the waist, which helps create the illusion of a smaller waist and fuller hips. I personally have worn a lot of these tops in the past because there was a time when they were quite in fashion. I think at the moment there are not as many, but if you are looking especially for elegant evening wear, you will always find this style or these kind of tops and dresses. And this is also creating an optical illusion and creating an hourglass figure. Tip number 4, add volume with A-line skirts and dresses. A-line skirts and dresses are not only elegant, but they are also fitted at the waist and flare out gradually towards the hem. So they are creating a balanced and proportionate silhouette. Look for styles with pleats or ruffles or embellishments at the hips to add volume and accentuate your curves. Pair them with fitted tops to further highlight your waistline. Number 5, and yes, this is related to what I am wearing today, although I am actually wearing 2 things from the list, a high-waist trousers, and on top I'm wearing a corset. And yes, my tip number 5 would be to wear a corset occasionally. Why occasionally? Well, because it is not the most comfortable garment and it is something for going out. And also, I think it is not the most healthy garment, but occasionally to an event or to a date, this is something that will really enhance your figure. I am occasionally wearing a corset. You can also wear a waist trainer. I would advise you to not wear them when you are planning to eating a lot. For example, if there is a buffet or like I don't know, 5-course dinner with a lot of food. But when it is something only for drinking a glass of champagne or eating a little something small, it has another good side effect. It gives you a very nice posture. You sit automatically straight because the corset gives you stability. So as you see, I'm sitting super relaxed, but I'm sitting straight. Now tip number 6, invest in shapewear. This is something that can be a game changer depending on your figure and depending on how this shapewear is made. But when it comes to enhancing your natural curves and smoothing out any areas of concern, this can be very useful. Look for high-waisted shapewear again, like shorts or briefs that provide targeted compression around the waist. And choose seamless styles that won't create bulges or lines under your clothing, because this will also not look nice. So in general, as you see, most of these 6 tips follow the same principle. They either enhance or make the waist smaller, so they even put a visual hook by adding a belt, for example, or by using those contrasts, and they work with volume. So it's all about like adding volume to specific areas and reducing volume in other areas. Now we will come to the things that you can do long term to really sculpt your hourglass figure a little bit, and that's exercises. The best exercises include weight training, hip thrusts with weights, glute bridges. You would actually need to go to the gym for that. And I personally am not going to the gym. Therefore, I researched and found out some exercises that you can do at home that have the same effect. These exercises include Russian twists, bicycle crunches, side planks, hip thrusts, those are the exercises that are proven to shape an hourglass figure. If you incorporate these exercises in your routine, you can strengthen your core, tone your obliques, and enhance your curves. I personally have another exercise that also works on the waist, and it is super fun. And I will show you what I mean. So it is this guy here, and it even fits my outfit, but that was pure coincidence, I promise. So what is this? This is a hula hoop. It is a specific one because it is very heavy, and I will quickly show you how I'm using it. Sometimes I'm just doing it, I'm putting on my favorite music and just doing some hula hoops because it really trains your waist, and it's super fun. Because I don't like exercising actually, and having exercises that are really fun is always a good thing. So that was my little exercise, and I even did it with my corset. So you see, those fashion corsets are not really tight. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to move. But yeah, the hula hoop is my personal exercise, like favorite exercise. I will do some research and try to find those type of exercise hula hoops. And I will link them down below or put them in my Amazon favorites shop if they are on Amazon. And you can check it out, and otherwise you now have a list of exercises that you can do. And if you happen to go to the gym, even better, then you have even more options. So by combining those targeted exercises with strategic styling choices, you can sculpt a waistline that enhances your hip to waist or waist to hip ratio. Experiment with different clothing styles if you haven't tried them yet. Experiment with accessories and also with shapewear to simply find what works best for your body and also for your personal style. With a little creativity and experimentation, you'll be well on your way to achieving an hourglass figure and in general the figure of your dreams. I hope you liked that video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have wishes for other topics or questions, ask me. I'm trying to answer all the comments and I'm happy to read from you. See you in my next video. Bye bye!